He thought it was a tool request by the Galactic Empire, until he found a chainedalien D, beginning the assignment. Joran Vey was not a soldier, not a politician, and certainly not a hero. He was a mechanic. The kind who worked in the belly of the Galactic Empire starships, tightening coolant lines and patching hull plates. For years, he had made a career of fixing things other people broke. In the Empire, mechanics were valuable but invisible. Their work kept fleets alive, but their names were never remembered. That was just how Joran liked it. He wasn't one to draw attention. The Empire's military bureaucracy had eyes everywhere, and people who stood out either rose too high and burned in politics or fell into the endless void of suspicion. Joran just wanted to survive, work his shifts, and maybe one day buy himself free from mandatory service. So when a request came down the chain labeled Tooling Requisition, Deep Storage, Deck 17, Station Pyraxis, he thought nothing of it. Requisitions were constant. A broken torque arm, a burnout fusion cutter, an alignment stabilizer. Shipyards and supply stations chewed through equipment like predators through bone. Deck 17, muttered Joran as he glanced at the assignment code on his datapad. His grease-stained hands punched the lift controls, his coveralls sticking from the day's heat. Deep storage. That's where tools go to rust. Pyraxis Station orbited close to a dying star, its light dimmed by protective shielding panels. The station was vast and hollow, its central corridors packed with soldiers and engineers. But Deck 17 was quiet. Too quiet. When the lift doors opened, a chill passed over him. The lights here flickered intermittently, and the recycled air smelled faintly of ozone and rust. Few people ever came this deep, unless they had to. He followed the directions of Storage Bay 17C, expecting crates, shelves, maybe a faulty drone loader to reset. But when the massive bay doors groaned open, what Joran saw was not an organized storage unit. It was a chamber dimly lit, its walls blackened by scorch marks. In the center stood a reinforced cage of alloy bars, humming faintly with containment energy. And inside, crouched something alive. It was not human. The figure was tall even while hunched, its skin a deep shade of obsidian broken by glowing, vein-like patterns that pulsed softly in rhythm with its breathing. Shackles of thick alloy bound its wrists and ankles, anchoring it to the floor. Its eyes, when they opened, were silver pools that caught the faint light and magnified it. Joran froze in the doorway, his datapad slipping slightly in his grip. "This isn't a tool request," he whispered. The figure stirred, raising its head, and then it spoke. Its voice resonant, layered with harmonics that vibrated in his bones. "You are not Empire. Middle. Secrets beneath the station." Joran nearly bolted. His first instinct screamed to turn around, call security, and report what he saw. But something rooted him in place. I'm just a mechanic," Joran stammered, his throat dry. "I got request code. I was told to bring a tool." The alien tilted its head, studying him. A lie planted. "They sent you as to test." Joran shook his head. "No, that doesn't make sense. Why would the Empire?" Then it hit him. The Empire didn't misfile requests. They didn't make clerical mistakes, not in something this specific. If he had been lured here, it was intentional. "Who are you?" Joran asked carefully. The chain being's lips curled, not quite a smile, more like the shadow of one. "I am called Droid. To my kind, I was guardian of the Veiled Gates. To your Empire," the silver eyes hardened, "I am a weapon they fear and covet." Joran's heart thudded. A weapon? He glanced at the energy shackles, at the heavy cage. This was not a prisoner of war. This was something more dangerous. Something hidden. He took a step closer before catching himself. "Why are you here?" "Because I would not kneel," Droid answered simply. The harmonics in his voice made the words feel heavier than their sound. "They tore me from the stars. They bound me in chains forged from suns. They probe, they bleed, they question, but they do not understand. They want my power." Joran's mind raced. If the Empire was keeping something like this chain in secret, it meant two things. First, that Droid was unimaginably dangerous, and second, that knowledge of him was restricted to only the highest ranks. Anyone who knew too much didn't stay alive long. And now Joran knew. The station's distant intercom crackled overhead. "Maintenance Crew 3A, report to lift deck." The sound jolted him back to reality. He shouldn't be here. I need to go, Joran muttered, backing away. If they catch me, then you will share my fate, Dryl said, his eyes locked on Joran's. But mechanic, listen, your hands are skilled, not with blades, but with what holds them. You mend what is broken. I am broken. My chains need mending of another kind. You want me to free you? Joran realized. His stomach dropped. Yes. Joran spun toward the door, panic flooding him. To free an alien prisoner of the Empire? That was treason beyond imagining. He'd be executed slowly, painfully. And yet, as he reached the threshold, he hesitated. Those silver eyes haunted him, glowing like a plea and a warning both. When he returned to his bunk later that cycle, sleep eluded him. Every clank of the ventilation ducts, every murmur in the corridor reminded him of the chained alien in the dark. The Empire had secrets, but this one was alive. Days passed. He told himself to forget. He buried himself in work, repairing coolant injectors, patching cracked armor plates of star destroyers that came limping back from the warfront. But when he closed his eyes, he saw silver eyes watching him. Finally, he returned to Deck 17. The choice. Dryl looked weaker now, his glow dimmed, his breathing slower. The sight twisted Joran's gut. You came back, the alien rasped. I shouldn't have, Joran said bitterly. He held up a small toolkit. But I did. Dryl's gaze sharpened. You are not like them. Don't mistake me for a hero, Joran muttered, kneeling by the shackles. I just can't stand broken things. The restraints were powered by energy fields Joran had never seen before, their conduits woven with crystalline threads. It was alien technology mixed with Empire engineering, a hybrid prison. He studied the patterns, hands moving instinctively, his mechanic's brain piecing together pathways. Hours passed as he probed, tested, and bypassed. Finally, he found a rhythm. A failsafe linked each shackle to the central cage's power core. Deactivate one wrong, and it would discharge a lethal pulse. But there was a sequence, subtle, hidden, that could release them safely. When the first shackle snapped open, Dryl inhaled sharply, the glow in his veins brightening. You risk everything, he said quietly. I know, Joran replied. His palms were slick with sweat. By the time the final shackle released, alarms blared. Containment breach detected. Deck 17 lockdown initiated. Joran's stomach dropped. They know. Dryl rose to his full height, towering, radiant, terrifying. His chains clattered to the floor, glowing patterns racing across his skin, as though freedom had reignited something ancient. You have chosen mechanic, Dryl said. His harmonics now thrummed like storm winds. Now I choose. He raised his hands, and the energy cage shattered like glass, ending freedom and consequence. Station Paraxis erupted in chaos. Soldiers stormed Deck 17, weapons blazing. But the moment they saw Dryl, their formations faltered. Blaster fire rained against him. But the energy dissipated harmlessly against a shimmering aura. With a motion of his hand, Dryl sent shockwaves rippling through the corridor, scattering troopers like leaves in a gale. Stay behind me, Dryl commanded. Joran, caught in the maelstrom, stumbled after him. Fear war with awe. He had unleashed something unstoppable. They cut through resistance, moving toward the hangar bays. Dryl's power bent doors, silenced drones, and tore barriers apart. But Joran knew they couldn't keep this up forever. The Empire would call reinforcements, maybe even star destroyers to incinerate the station. As they reached the docking bay, Joran spotted a small maintenance shuttle. He sprinted toward it, slamming the controls. Here, we can... A voice thundered from the hangar speakers. This is Admiral Corvin. Mechanic Joran, you are guilty of treason. Surrender the alien, and your execution will be swift. Joran froze. His name. They knew. Dryl's eyes flicked to him, unreadable. You cannot return now. I know, Joran whispered. His hands shook on the shuttle controls. He could betray Dryl, save his own life. Perhaps. Or he could escape into the unknown, hunted by the most powerful empire in the galaxy. Silver eyes met his. Choose. Joran swallowed hard. Get in. Dryl stepped aboard. The shuttle blasted free of Paraxis Station, diving into the star-flecked abyss. Behind them, alarms wailed and ships scrambled in pursuit. Joran gripped the controls, sweat dripping down his brow. Where are we even going? DRYLS gaze turned toward the stars, his glow steady and strong again. To the Veil Gates. To freedom. To war, perhaps. But wherever we go, you are no longer just a mechanic. Joran exhaled shakily. The Empire would hunt him to the ends of the galaxy. He had betrayed everything he once believed kept him safe. And yet, as the shuttle vanished into hyperspace, he felt something he hadn't in years. Hope.